it's been a pretty fun couple of days at First Take, the ESPN show featuring Stephen A. Smith and Max Kellerman. But in their absence was Ryan Hollins, alongside Damian Woody, leading the two analysts on the show. But Ryan, all week had some really fun stuff to talk about, or however many days he was up there. One of the times he said something along the lines of, Giannis is not or shouldn't be considered a top MVP caliber player, or at least he doesn't consider him highly enough because he lacks the ability to finish games down the stretch for the Bucks. Now, I don't think Ryan meant that he's hitting clutch shots. I think he means the guy who takes him to the promised land, the guy who takes over the game at the end. I mean, I don't know if that's true every game, but regardless, that's what he said. Okay, so I'm gonna, let's talk about it. Yes, that's Eric Bledsoe, and Chris Middleton can show up at times. But the real heart and soul of this team is Giannis Antetokounmpo. Now, there's a couple of guys around the league, right? There's a couple of guys around the league you talk about. There's the real heart and soul of their team. With them, they thrive and they play well. Without them, they struggle or they find it difficult to win games. Some of those players include Chris Paul, Kristaps Porzingis, LeBron James. And because I don't see anybody on that team that can not carry them, but can lead the team like Giannis does, I'm going to say Giannis Antetokounmpo is one of those guys as well. Now, I'm not saying that's the MVP list. I'm just saying that's, those are the guys that are the team. Stephen Curry as well. My apologies, Stephen Curry. But those are the guys that you look at, you're like, damn, their teams without them do find it difficult to play or win games. If the Raptors weren't winning games without Kawhi, I'd put Kawhi on that list, but they're winning games without Kawhi. I mean, it's insane. Nick Nurse has that team playing really well. It's pretty cool to see. Now, first off, this MVP thing has been shady for a while now. Ever since LeBron won it and then KD won it, it's like, what are we doing? Ryan said it's all about stat stuffers. He's an insider to the league. It really is. That's the reason why Westbrook and Harden have been the finalists the last 2 years. It really has been about that. Stat stuffing. It's not about value because, yes, Westbrook has transcended the game. It has, he has, risen its popularity because of the way he plays. Harden, we realize now when we see CP3 on the team that that's what he was missing. So again, we like, okay, Westbrook, okay. Although he wasn't transcending the Thunder, he was transcending the league. Okay, sure. But, a guy like LeBron puts himself in position to win this almost every year. And I'm not going to take anything away from KD the year he won it because, he balled out that year. He did great. KD's one of the top 3 players in this league today. But it's been about stat stuffers again. And that's, again, the reason why Harden and Westbrook were the finalists. Or I don't even know. I don't even know. I think Westbrook won once or Harden won it last year. Something like that. Whatever. That's not the point. But if we're being honest, again, like I said, LeBron puts himself in position every year. He probably deserves it more than anybody else. And this is a special year. For the first time in a while, we're talking about 2 guys who not only deserve it, but the general consensus is they're going to be competing for it. We're talking about Giannis and LeBron. Again, Giannis, heart and soul of his team. I don't think they will be playing as well, without him, not even nearly as well is what I'm trying to say. Might be winning games, but they're not going to be dominant, and they're not going to be one of the best in the East. They're not going to be doing all that. I'm just going to make that case for Giannis off the bat. That title, that title being elite, Ryan said, to win an MVP, you have to be elite for a few years before you win it. That might not be true because, I mean, KD a few years before he won MVP, he was, he wasn't, he was still playing with Westbrook and Harden. He was still young, he was like, so I don't know. But the thing is with Giannis is a revolutionary player. He pioneered his archetype style of play, and the way he dominates the game is unlike we've ever seen. That's the basis for the case for Giannis. Guys like, we talk about unicorn, automatically it's Porzingis, right? But unicorn can apply to Giannis as well. There's you can't apply that title for them yet because obviously Porzingis with injuries, and Giannis, he's been a steady growing into that elite title. But that's besides the point. That's what gives him that. If he gets he's transcending the game. He's transcending the style of play. For guys his big, Bull is like might be the next Giannis Antetokounmpo. That's the point. And you want to talk about stat stuff in Ryan? I mean, dude, he's one of those guys. You can't deny that. He's one of those guys that stat stuffs. Every now and then, or maybe even every other night. Some nights he does a little more of something than the other. He might not have a triple-double every night, but he sure as hell stat stuffs the sheet. You know what I mean? So, for you to say that, for Ryan Hollins to say that, is not a good enough argument at all, in my opinion. He has them, again, like I said before, he has them sitting amongst the top of the East. And if they continue this trend, the way they're playing, and the Sixers don't figure themselves out soon enough, or they seem to be having troubles, you might see the Celtics, Raptors, and the Bucks competing for competing for spots in the conference finals. I mean, it's I don't like I get it. It's again like I say all the time. It's for the media. It's for just to create narratives and all that. But I mean, it's kind of harsh the way you did it. Let's keep it a whole buck here. Giannis he's a freak, literally. Like you can't even say like it's not even a metaphor. It's not even a nickname. He's literally a freak, bro. Like the way he's playing and the way he's transcending the game is crazy enough for him to be considered for MVP. And remember, LeBron moving on to the West is bringing more attention to the East. Obviously, I think people were just oblivious to the fact that the East was this good because LeBron was just running through them every year. But now people are seeing it, so we'll leave it at that. Other thing I wanted to get to. Ben Simmons claiming it wasn't a race because the votes showed he was the majority winner of that Rookie of the Year award. This is the problem. I always, I respected Ben Simmons. I still respect Ben Simmons. Like, I respect Ben Simmons, his game. He's going to be a legend. He's going to be a Hall of Famer should he, God forbid anything happens. But for you to just, I mean, technically speaking, you weren't even a rookie, bro. Technically speaking, you weren't even a rookie. You had NBA experience under your belt in some shape or form or some fashion. Whether it be training or the summer league or whatever it was, you had NBA experience under your belt. For you to just discredit Donovan Mitchell that way, or at least that's how it came off, for you to discredit Donovan Mitchell that way is absolutely disgusting. Again, you had Joel Embiid on your team. You had shooters galore, three-pointers falling. You had your assist numbers were up. You were doing great. You were, driving, slashing, whatever it was you were doing. Congratulations. But come on, bro. He was in the Western Conference. He had a 29-4. He carried that team. He carried that team to a 29-4 record into the second round. Like, it was him and Rudy Gobert. Rudy Gobert isn't, as much as Rudy Gobert is a dominant force on the defensive end, he's nothing to behold on offense. That's completely discrediting him, bro. That's absolutely disgusting. It always makes me think, like, is Ben Simmons really cocky like that? Like, really? I hate to think that. But really? Yeah, stop. Anybody who thinks Ben Simmons should have won Rookie of the Year last year, stop. No one last year came in and did what Donovan Mitchell did for his team last year. Stop it. That's insane. Gotta relax.